How are we doing? Okay, so this week's class came in a bit late, and I'm hoping that we could just have a quick one, like a quick revision. In the last class, we dealt with um, lesson three, where we said maintain gen. And if you remember last class, if it was an interactive class, now I would have said, what does that mean? But since it's not an interactive class per se, maintain gen, like we said, means see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow because maintain is tomorrow. Gen is see. So maintain gen means see you tomorrow. And I think we had this class where we quickly spoke on conversation on how such things could come up. This is just the preliminary, but in real conversation in real life, it may take this tone. And I think in the last class as well, I told you the Chinese language are very simple. As in, what that means is when you interpret or translate Chinese language into English, the English language uh, takes long. You get longer words or more words from them, or sometimes you can even get two sentences from just one character if care is not taken, or two characters in the Chinese language. But if for Chinese, it's easy. They just speak something very easily. So sometimes they're like, oh, you mean for everything I just said, you interpreted it in just few words or few characters. That's how it is. Example, I said ni chu yoju ji shin ma, which means it's a question because there's a question. It means, are you going to the post office to post a letter? Are you going to the post office to post a letter? If you count the number of words, compared to ni chu yoju ji shin ma, and again I said the ma there brings a question into any conversation. Whenever you say anything, ni hao ma is a question. Why? What does that mean? Ni hao ordinarily means hello, hi. But by the time you say ni hao ma, you've asked a question, which is no longer just hello, hi. It means how are you? So you see, the ma in every question or any sentence brings in a question and adds something, changing the whole dynamics of that sentence. And then the reply was buchu. Buchu means I'm not going, or no, I'm not. But in Chinese, it's just no, go. Bu is no, chu, go. So no, go. That's how it is in Chinese. But if you're going to interpret it, if I'm going to interpret this for you, it's going to be no, I'm not going, or I'm not going, you know. But you might want to put the no first because of the bu. But it just depends on how you want. But it's a two character words, and look at the way the English is long. Then when you're done with that, no, I'm not going. Then they continue with 去银行取钱. 去银行取钱 literally means go bank collect money. Literal meaning. But if I were to translate it in English, then, no, I'm not going. I'm going to the bank to withdraw money. So you can see the languages and the interpretation. For Chinese, this is how the normal communication is. I'm not saying this because this is the note. Even in normal day-to-day life, it's so simple. When they ask a question, they use only one character to answer. What if I should translate in English? It's a bit longer. Just one character. Sometimes two characters. And the response, the person asking and the person responding understand themselves. So it's such a simple thing. Maintain gen. See you tomorrow. Maintain gen. Bye bye. It's still almost the same as that. So we're going to go to new words. This today was supposed to be new words, and let's see. Shue, shue, shue means to learn, to study, to learn, to study. Yin yu is English language. Alaboyu, alaboyu is Arabic language. De you is German language. Yu is Russian language. Yu is French. Yu Korean language. Yu is Japanese language. And Shiba Yu is Spanish language. So this is just telling us the different languages because of the context of what is being studied. So you can put that Yin Yu is English, Alabo Yu is Arabic, The Yu is German, Her Yu is Russian, Fa Yu is French, and Anguo Yu Korean, Ru Yu is Japanese, and Shiban Ya Yu is Spanish. Just in case you say Spaniard and then you say Nishi Shibaya Rema. For a Spanish person, Shibaya is Spanish. If you say Spanish, I don't want to say Spain, but it's almost the same because if you want to say I'm going to Spain, Wachu Shibaya or Wachu, yes, Shibaya, that's what they call it. If you're going to Shibaya Guo as a country, you might put Guo because if you're saying you're going to Japan, we'll say Wachu Ribbon, Wachu, yes, Riguo, Ribbon. If you Wachu Anguo, Anguo is I'm going to Korea, Wachu Faguo, I'm going to uh, France, Wachu or Guo, Wachu Orosi. Sometimes I say Wachu Orosi. That's I'm going to Russia. Wachu Deguo, I'm going to Germany. Wachu, okay, Alabo is not a country, it's a language. Wachu Yingguo, I'm going to England. So Wachu Shibayaguo, that could be Spanish. And Wachu Ribbon, I'm going to Japan. So those are just those languages. These are languages. So the number 3 is Due. Due. Due means right. It means okay. It means correct. It means true. So somebody can be discussing with you. Are you going? Due. Due means yes. It could also mean yes in a way. Are you going? Due. Did you? No, not that. Are you going? Yes, yes. Due. Did you go? Due. Yes, I went. Mintia means tomorrow. I've said Jen means to see. Shu means to go. Yoju, post office. Ji means to post, to mail, to send by mail. Shin is letter, mail. Yin Han is bank. Chu, you can see is if you look at the signs, please, as we progress in the classes, be conscious in the new words. Be conscious of the signs. Be conscious of the character. Be conscious of the pinyin. Let's not forget that in studying the Chinese language, it's not just about the speaking, it's about speaking accurately, pronouncing properly so that we do not send the wrong message from what we want to send. And Qian, money. So these are simple languages that really eventually in communication, day-to-day life, for example, you're going to China to buy something. You need this. You need some of these things as a business person. You need some of these things to know how much. We'll get to those part of the story. How much do you sell this? What's the last price? Going to the bank and all that. So those are some of the things. Then you have Liu 6, Chi 7, Jiu 9. The last time I think if I'm right, probably in the second or the third lesson, I took time to do the teach kind of I taught us the numerical number 1 to 10. So where I said 1 means E with the horizontal, not E, E. Then 2 means R, R. Then 3 means san, san. 4 means si, si with the fourth tone, si. And 5 means wu. And 6 means liu. They just showed it here, liu. You can see the character as well. 7 means chi. And 8 means ba. And 9 means jiu. 10 means shi. Different from si. Si is 4. S-I, si. But 10 is shi, S-H-I, shi, with the third tone. So, proper noun, we have Beijing, which is the capital of China. So, these are new words. Please, this section of the class is really, really, really important. I would advise us to try as much as possible to take the section of the class very important or very seriously because this is where you learn new words. And that's why when I got the complaint that the textbook wasn't legible enough, I decided to start zooming in so that we can see the letters well. It's going to help us. It's not something, I'm not looking out to do something theoretical. If it was theoretical, we'll just come here. A time will come by God's grace in this segment where we'll have a conversational section. It's just going to be maybe me and someone who can speak Chinese, probably a Chinese friend, if they would allow. They have their whatever, but if they would allow, I probably would just have him around, and then we just have a chit chat. And or it can be a pre-recording. Maybe that day I'm not going to use the textbook, just going to be a pre-recording of myself and a Chinese friend, where we just have a discussion. Or one of those days, in the course of discussing some official uh, stuff that is allowed to be shared, I'll just tell somebody to probably do a recording so that you will see how these conversations can be and how it is. It's so 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 nice, when you get to that point of conversing with uh the contractor. I work, for example, in an environment where there are a lot of Chinese persons, so I get to practice my Chinese. It helps me practice my Chinese. I guess probably that's where the desire to also share and teach. Maybe not for now, but who knows? The generations to come. The internet is a global place now. Years to come, people will still be learning. So the finals and the initials never dies. You have to learn new words every day. So we keep going with the new words and trying to understand how it works and the new pronunciation, because that's basically what the Chinese language is: new words, final tones, and initials. Once you can put them together, then you can make some you can speak. It's like English. You can speak once you know your ABC, and the ABC here they are called the characters, and you can only form the characters from the pinyin. And if you don't know the pinyin, then you might not be able to choose the right character. This is an example, an exercise to show. So this here is shui. Remember we did shui. I just gave you shui in the new words. This shui, this shui, this shui, this shui. And all this means different things. But if what I mean to write is study, then I must know that it is the second tone, and I should know the character. Remember, when you're writing on the system, or even if you're writing with your hands, if you know how to use the Chinese character, when you're writing on a system or you're writing with your hands, just remember that knowing what you want to say and the character that represents what you want to say matters a lot. So that's why we need to practice new words. And even when you're doing the exercises like this, it's important that you try as much as possible to know what the third tone, what characters are within the third tone, that are within that uses the third tone, and within the languages, I mean the words I probably would use within my office environment. Because truth be told, I told us we have Chinese have more than 5,000 characters. If you know 500 out of them, you are as good as a literate person, because you might not necessarily have to use all of them. You might not use all of them. So if I'm an engineer, for example, that I am, I know the characters I would most likely use for my work. Wisdom demands that I should learn those characters, know the tones, and know the characters. Now, there are many, don't get me wrong. I also, in some cases, learn new words every day when they come out. But once I learn them, I try as much as possible to memorize them in such a way that I can keep using them. There are 5,000 characters. I don't beat myself to it if I miss it, but I try to learn it and remember, so that when I'm speaking, I'm a bit fluent. I don't stammer or send the wrong message. Do I get it perfectly? Honestly, not all the time. But like I said, as long as we keep practicing, we make perfect. Then we have the shu, 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 shu. And for go, it is chu, as you can see. Ju, yo Ju, post office. The Ju is the second tone, and seeing the character. Chu Qian, the third character, to withdraw. And because this same chu, for example, when you want to tell, okay, look at, you can see this one, chu, go, is the fourth one. So imagine I want to say collect, and I use the fourth tone. The person would not understand, except if the person is familiar with me. But if I go to the bank when nobody knows me and I say, well, yeah, chu chen, Honestly, even though you may say, but they should know now, I'm at the bank. They should know that I want to withdraw money. So even if I didn't pronounce it well, they should know. They don't guess. So, like, only when the person knows, are you trying to say chu chen? I say chu chen. Chu chen means go money. They'll be like, maybe it means something else. So you understand? Chen is the second tone. So that's liu, the fourth tone for 6. Chi is the first tone. Jiu, the third tone. Ming, the second tone. Tian is the first tone, I think. Jian is the fourth tone. So knowing the tone is very important, that we know which tone, which character, which, and it's just good for us to be able to get used to this thing, practicing it. And this is why I take some time to scroll down for us to know all these words means different things, but they want to help with the pronunciation. This is G, this is chi, this is shi. I hope you can get it. This is G, chi, shi, ju, chu, shu, 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 shu. It's different. The X and the Q are not the same. Jian, qian, xian, jiang, qiang, xiang. I hope we can see the difference. Jian, juan, qian, xuan. Then the third tone for this one is xian, xuan. Because with the X, it sounds like sh, sh. With the Q, it sounds like sh, sh. That's the thing between them. The J almost looks like G most times, because you don't pronounce the G as G. G usually goes as G in Chinese. So the J is the one that looks like the pronunciation of G in English. So you have the Jin, Juin, this one is Chin, Chuin, this one is Shin, Shuin. You have Ji, Ju, Qi, Chu, Shi, 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 and Shu. For X, X sounds somehow like S, but not. S has its own pronunciation as well. So it's important you get the familiar. We've done that previously where I told you the different finals and the finals and the initials, how they are being pronounced, so that we don't mix them. So for example, this is, you can see there is no pin. So let me try my luck. If I still know these characters, this character here means dui. This one means chu. This one means qian. And this is chu. Yin hang, you ju, ming tian, yin yu, chu you ju, chu yin han, chu chu qian, chu chu qian. These two characters are QU in pinyin, but from my pronunciation you can see chu, the fourth tone, chu qian, collect money or withdraw money. Chu you ju, shui yin yu, shui an yu, shui ri, shui chu Beijing, chu Beijing, Ming Tian Jian. There are no pins here, as you can see, but because I'm familiar with the characters, I can easily read them. So now let's do this other one. Ni shui yin yu ma? Are you studying English? Bu shui han yu. Chu Beijing ma? Dui. Are you going to Beijing? Yes. Are you studying English? No, I'm studying Chinese. 你住邮局吗？不住，住银行取钱。明天见，明天见。Are you going to the post office? I'm not going. I'm going to the bank to withdraw money. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. So you can see this is the pinyin for this. 你住 你学英语吗？不学汉语。That's the answer that will be filled here. 去北京吗？对。Then the next one, 你去你 then now they want you to write it. It's a trial class to know how it is. So this one is 你学英语吗? So now you have to write 你学英语吗 is 不学汉语。去北京吗？对。你去邮局吗？不去。去银行取钱。明天见。明天见。你去邮局吗？不去。去银行。明天见。明天见。So these are exercises just to practice your pinyin. Why do they want you to practice your pinyin? If you see the stage, this particular place, it's all Anzi. Anzi means Chinese character. No tones written, no ABCs written. This place, they wrote the ABCs. What are we trying to establish here? To see if you can write the ABCs with the correct tone. That's what this is about. If I say bu, shu, bu, shui, this is shui, hanyu. Remember we did hanyu before. Hanyu is the fourth tone and the third tone. What shui, hanyu, So they want to see if you can write it. Chu beijima, bu chu. If you write bu chu, they want to see your character. If you know how to, or if you write due, is it the fourth character you write? So this area, this particular exercise here, is to test your ability to write the alphabet, which is called pinyin in Chinese, with the right tones. And this particular exercise is to see your recognition of characters and pronouncing the words accurately. It's important that both of them are done because it is your ability to write the characters with the right tone that will guide your ability to recognize the right character when you can do the pinyin. So both of them goes together. Though averagely in a Chinese class, nobody, generally later, what I mean by that, nobody is going to teach you to write like this. So I'm taking it from the basis so that you can see how, because if not, some people will see this character, in my office and they'll be like, how are you reading this thing? And I'm like, or how are you writing it? Because when I'm chatting maybe with my Chinese colleagues, I have to write, I don't write in pinyin. If you write in pinyin, they would not understand you. I'm sorry. Both the literate one, but if you write with pinyin with the tone, some of them may understand you. But when you write with a character, everybody know what you're saying because the character will never go wrong, but the pinyin can go wrong because this tone, even this singular doi, that is the fourth tone, there are so many dois with the fourth tone that mean different characters. So ability to know the character is key. Character can never be wrong. If you get the right character, the person know what you're talking about. If you get the wrong character, well, the person might get the wrong idea. So just to put us in the know of what it is. And I think that will be the end of today's class. This particular part is learn to write for those who want to learn to write with their hands. There's a way you write the Chinese character, although I wouldn't say I'm good at that. I don't even want to call myself a beginner at that. Although I did it when I was in school because it was for exam. So I could know the character, but I may not follow the direction of writing. In Chinese, usually, if they have like this, you start with the dot, then you start with the dash, then you go on the left stroke before the right stroke. The same with, some things go before. Wherever there is a dot, the dot is the first. When there is an horizontal, the horizontal is next, or something comes before something. There are times that horizontal must come before vertical strokes. So those are some of and what is on top must come before what is below. So, for example, let me use chu. In chu, you have the top and the bottom. So first, you have the horizontal. That's the first thing you do. You do the first horizontal, you do the next, the vertical, then the next horizontal. And then you do the left stroke before the right strokes. So those ways, that's the way Chinese write. Now I don't know all, but if I know the character, I just make sure I draw the character. I may not follow the which one comes first or which one comes last, but I just draw you the character and make sure I'm doing the right character. And for me, sometimes we get it just the way it was. At other times, we just really don't take it as it is. But there is a rule to their writing. That's just the truth. But now the computer is there. Once I know my answer, I mean, I know the character I'm going for, and I know the pin. I just type on the system, and it gives me the pin I'm looking for. I pick it, and it's on my word. So I really don't get to write again. Plus, I'm not planning to go into calligraphy that will need me to write so much. So, but learning it is not bad. Can learn how to write. You never know what and what will happen in the future. But for Chinese language, just knowing how to identify the characters, speaking the language is good enough. So that will be all for this week. And thank you so much for following me up till now. And for those that will see me in the future to understand how the Chinese language goes, I look forward to an interactive section one day, hopefully, and we'll be able to get past, there'll be question and answer, and we can interact better. Hopefully, when and if the Chinese in the curriculum comes to bear, I think it will be better. We'll have to look for how to get interactive and make the most of this class. But for now, for those who just want to learn how to speak Chinese, identify characters, and interact, Auntie P is here. You can ask your questions in the comment section. And thank you for your time. Till we meet again, it's bye bye for now. Thank you.